Hi, I'm Nazanin. I am PhD student from University of Cyberjaya under the supervision of Professor Dr. Balakrishnan. So I would like to give a brief introduction of Prof. Bala before we start the session. Professor Dr. Balakrishnan has done his PhD in Wollongong, Australia, Master in the field of IR and HR in Stirling, UK, and Bachelor in Social Science in USA, Malaysia. Prof. Bala has over 26 years of working experience in university, basically UMS 17 years and University of Malaysia Kelantan 9 years. And Prof. Bala has also invited as a professor since 2013. I would like to add that Prof. Bala is also a founding president of Malaysia Industrial Relation and Human Resource Association since 2020. Prof. Bala is the advisor of Bursa Young Investor Club UMK since 2021. Prof. Bala is also the patron of Lavender Literary Club India as well. In addition to all this, Prof. Bala is the adjunct professor of University of Cyberjaya in Malaysia, Malaysian University of Science and Technology, as well as Masa University in Malaysia as well. Prof. Bala is a senior research fellow, National Human Resource Center, HRD Corp, Ministry of HR Malaysia. Till today, Prof. Bala has published over 18 books and more than 200 journal articles. And lastly, I would like to state that Prof. Bala has also invited as a panel expert of TV and radio talk show on entrepreneurship, business, HR, and IR as well. Hi, Prof. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to be the moderator of your session. We are glad to have you here.
Hey, thanks, Naza, as a moderator today. And also thank you to all the listening participants, speakers, and also especially thanks to Dr. Frank, who is the president of Lavender Literature Club, and Dr. Regina Cat Comorin Trust, and also all the, even the MC, just now, right? Thank you very much. Thanks, Naza.
Okay, so Prof, before we start our session, I would like to share a video from YouTube. Like it gives a brief introduction of Prof. Bala. This video shows a brief introduction show. So I'll be sharing my screen and participants can watch this video from YouTube as well. Uh, Prof, can you see my screen now?
No.
Now?
Yeah. Now can. Yes.
Okay, sure. So I'll be playing the video and then later we'll continue with the session.
Only the sound. No, the video is not playing. Yeah, okay now. Nazar, the video look like not playing.
Yes, Prof.
The video not playing. You are like you say that your network is very weak. It doesn't appear anything.
Which one is it, Prof?
Your presentation it doesn't. Is it come out in your
Yes,
computer?
yes, it shows. Yes, yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
Even I'm using my phone, it shows the video.
Dr. Alex, can you see that? Dr. Alex, video playing.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Dr. Alex. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Thanks.
Okay, I will continue then. Okay, so that was just a short brief of Prof. Bala introduction to the video. So you all can also search from YouTube and watch it from Prof. Bala's channel as well. So I would like to start, I would like to mention that first of all, we will be having a few slides in between of the session. But then as this is more like a discussion session, I will be asking some questions from Prof first, and then later on, participants can just I don't know whether the chat box is available or not. If it's not available, then they can write in the Q&A session or unmute themselves and ask their question as well. So my first question from Prof. Bala is that, as I stated earlier, for the last 27 years, Prof. Bala has done lots of research from university to the state to the national and to the global level. And also, Prof has also managed to publish over 18 books and more than 200 articles. And also, they disseminate the findings of the research worldwide from the North America to South America, Asia, Europe, Australia. So, Prof, my question from you is that, in your perspective, Prof, how would you define research from your vast experience? How would you define in a simplest way?
Okay, thanks, Nazar, for the very excellent question. Just for the audience, we are taking a little bit different approach for this session. I'm not going to presenting because I'm already professor for more than almost coming to the 27 years. So I'm taking different approach. So everybody passionate to do research. Actually, Nazar and all the participants here also love to do research. Am I right? So, and actually, during my time, Nazar, I think I was given a chance to go on the corporate world. In fact, if I join the corporate world, today I can be a GM, general manager, probably in a big multinational companies, in HR manager, which I'm earning about 60, 40 or 60, 70,000 per month, which my friends are doing. But at that time, I prefer to join the university. I resigned as a teacher. So then I love research. Actually, I really love research. Research is already part is in my life, and publication also addicted. You like addicted, like smoking addicted, drug addicted, so many addicted for the bad one. But I choose addicted to publish. If I didn't publish, I feel like I'm gonna sick. Nazar, sorry to say. Every day I need to write something. I write something. I think you know that. When you join me as my student, I think you also cannot stand with me, am I right? I'm asking to write every time, right? And you can follow my part, my speed. So I'm thank you to that. So it can be a research. So when you publish, first of all, you need to research, because without research, you can't publish, because there's no data to prove that. Everything logic. Okay, when come to the research, doesn't matter. Any research, any fundamental or even advanced research or action research, doesn't matter. From the degree, from diploma until PhD, doesn't matter. Research is research. So the fundamental issue is that I how to get the data. Of course, you have to go to the field work. To do research, you need a funding. Am I right? You need a funding, money. So without money, you cannot do research. Okay. And thank God for this year, we're able to get what 3 grant. I think 3 grant from the industry grant. We get a grant, and so impact. I mean, our participant here, you are not just sitting there, relax. Do your research. Research must come with a passion. Research must come with a problem solving. Research must come with a policy disseminate. Research come with a disseminate the ideas throughout the world. As you say, just from the video, it's a true story. Last 20 years, I traveled north, south, impact all Asia, most of the Asia, impact India, most of India. I've been traveling. Every time I go, I share the knowledge with our friends, my colleague, because I'm more on the labor relation and HR, IR. Then I go with this group. So whenever I share the knowledge, people give me feedback. And the later part in my life, I involve in the policy of the country. I think you know that I'm involving in the minimum wage for the last 11 years, and still I'm involving now. Still we come out different research, and it's a big agenda for the Prime Minister. And tomorrow, Nazar, the Mega TV also inviting me to talk about cost saving. You know why they're inviting you? Why? You showcase yourself. Am I right? Your research actually already go their thing. So then that means your research finding must be very valid, solid, reliable, and acceptable in the community of not only industry community and also worldwide. Publication will bring you to the world ranking. Later, I think you show me some journal that I published. One journal will make the whole world know about you. The whole world. That means anybody access that journal, one equal to 100, another one equal to 100 journal. That means you go one, every corner in the world, they will refer that journal. And your citation will be bigger and bigger. So that is you have a dream. Not just publish, go for the high quality of journals. You publish high quality journals. And now, of course, okay, Scopus and WS. Sometimes, Nazar, I want to ask a question to you. Because of the trend, Scopus, ISI, every Tom and Jerry journal got ISI. Sorry, I'm telling the word, got ISI and Scopus. You see what the scholar doing, just go to get their publication to publish, to get their promotion. They go and publish any journal like. Okay, Nazar, I'm asking a question to you. You want to be professor on the leadership, am I right? If you go and publish in a journal that environmental, okay, journal, of course, they'll accept. Scopus, okay, Q1, okay, fine. You go to publish in marketing, fine. Finally, your colleague, your network will put you in where? Okay, so you got the 5 Scopus. You already promoted. When you become professor, as a professor, people will look at you, hey, what you're doing? Are you marketing? Are you environment? Are you HR? What is that? So I have integrity. I have a dignity. Whatever circumstances, okay? I always go to my own field at IR and HR and OB. They are families. Sure, I got what you meant. They are families, a group of families. HR, IR, OB is a family. Okay, fine. You can go the group, that circle. I mean, education a little bit. You go because we are in the higher education, teaching and learning. Fine. But most of us, even in this group, and please advise all of you, don't simply go because the world trend, the world trend, because everybody want to publish, or everybody go, even student, I very worry about that. Young scholars like Nazar and all of you want to get a job, publish. You see, why people recognize? See, people, I'm not boasting myself here. No. Why the media will invite you, the mega media, because they go through your background, your publication, your books, everything. So you can see all rounded in that area. Another thing, Azhar, you're not just publishing. Everybody make a grave mistake in their life. You know what they do? They only focus on public or networking. What are your colleagues that within your field? Example, I give you, right? 2 days ago, I messaged to Professor Emeritus Russell Lansbury. He's a world president. Everybody know Russell. You type Google, all the top journal, he was there. But how do you know him? Now he's about 80 years old, Prof. Russell. How can I talk to him? He knows me. And Prof. Marta from the mother of IR, the whole Latin America know. She contacted me recently. And Prof. Anil Verma from the Toronto, Prof. Harry Cusp from the Cornell, Prof. Thomas Kokan from MIT, from Richard Hyman from Oxford. You see, I name it a lot of university. Why? Because the young people, they're going to make grave mistake in their life. Most of you here, I'm advising you as a senior scholar, I can say anything. I'm ready to advise all of you because I'm more than qualified to advise all of you. Because I've been travel all over the world, I publish a book. Anything you say about publication, anything about lecturer job, I done. Proceeding, national, internationally, grant, ILO, World Bank, Japan, like even Latin America, national grant and policy. I did a lot of policy for the country, and so you can see it's surrounded. So research actually fundamental. So when I was a young lecturer, Nazar, I have no mentor like you. I'm here to mentoring you. I have no mentor, same like you young. I have no mentor. I have to look myself to my neighboring countries. And my father is actually Professor Jose Gachalian, who is from the top university of Philippines. I learned from him and I contact him. And some prof from India, they're top professors from the IIM, Institute of Management, right? And some of the Institute, IIT, Institute of Technology. I work with them. And from there, I developed myself. But one thing I learned, Nazar, humble yourself. Don't boast yourself. Whatever circumstances, don't boast. So I'm already 10 years as full professor. And senior, I'm still like, no, ordinary. I learned from you. Even though young, I learned from you. Many things I learned from you. I learned from Dr. Alex here, my good friend. He is my student, PhD, DBA student, graduated, is a top consultant. I learned from him. And many of my friends here, Dr. Frank and all of them. I learned from them. Learning is a process. So Nazar, research actually gatekeeper. When you enter the house, without research, you cannot publish, you cannot write the books, you cannot be a lecturer, you cannot be a scholar, you cannot and you are going to consider your professor. Sorry. If you got a professor with all these basic fundamental research, I think I be doubt of that. Okay, and I have no respect on this kind of people. Research must be done. That's why you see when I engage you, I say you write, you research, you learn, and keep on going. And young people like you can go very, very fast. All right, with the IT and so on. So that's how about research. So it's a gatekeeper for everything. All right, I think that's opening for me to advise all these people here. I like to advise as my experience. All right.
Thanks a lot for this great sharing, Prof. It was very valuable and knowledgeable. Okay, so Prof, as you remember, I recently did my proposal defense, and thanks to you, I could manage to do it. So when I was doing my research problem, you always told me that I have to focus on two aspects, theoretical and practical. So I'll be showing an example of a research problem that I have done. And can you please clarify for us that what do you mean by theoretical and practical, first of all? And then, Prof, in your opinion, which one comes first, the research problem or the research approach?
Okay. Just now we are talking about research, am I right?
Yes.
Within the context, under the umbrella of research, like it's like fruits, apple. When you cut the apple, you can see the color and you can see all the sweet or not sweet or like sour like that. So what fundamental is now, before you start your research, you are actually bringing what is the issue, what is the problem. Research actually basically problems. All right. So before you determine, many people make a mistake. Even I'm here to advise all my friends here. You are very young scholars. Although you are already senior scholars, still I'm consider you all still younger, engaged than me. So I can advise you. So before you determine your method, don't ever come across with the first thing you do your research problem. Any research that you do, any level of research, from degree until the level of PhD or DBA or whatever, you need to come back with the theoretical aspect. What is the research problem in the theoretical that you're going to capture? Like in this case, you can see that what NASA tried to do is actually looking at ethical leadership. So from the ethical leadership, what is a fundamental issue on the theoretical, on the leadership? First of all, look at the leadership. What is a leadership? What is style of leadership? And finally, how leadership actually bringing to the contribution on the leadership per se. So the concept issue. So from here you can see that there are many kind of what they call leadership, but they're uncaptured, unresearched, actually ethical leadership. But look at the problems now today. Most of the problems that appear in the organization actually come from the leader. The leader not good at example, like FIFA, all the knows that World Cup, FIFA, and all the big companies, actually they are corrupted because of the leader. From there, you know that this research uncaptured, and from there, another thing that you're also looking at methodological aspect also. So maybe your leadership research mostly look at it from quantitative studies. There's uncaptured on qualitative. So Nazar, I think a simple way, theoretical contribution is very, very important, because then only the knowledge can move to next level. So people will start from the other part of the world. They can apply your model into testing your model to other setting of the industry or whatever. So like you are looking at the small, medium, and big industry. So maybe people looking at the manufacturing, people looking at the service, hotel, or football and whatever. So that's what the next one, actually practical. So what do you mean practical? So first of all, you already know what is a theoretical problem, and next one is a practical aspect. Okay, if your ethical leadership, your finding, the next leader can learn from your finding. They can learn, all the leaders learn from your study how to avoid the ethical issue, the moral issue, the bribes, and so on. The next, the manager, how to avoid the ethical issues. The employees can avoid, like employees taking so much, in my case, my research indicate that employee taking so many medical leave is actually not for you, it's for the sick. But employee was misunderstand, they're going to take 90 days, they're finishing, actually wrong, right? So that's ethical issue. Coming back to work, you didn't report back to your bosses, you just come, you go, you don't care. Also ethics. So all these actually they can learn from your research. So that is the power of them doing research from the theoretical and practical. Maybe policy. Like in my case, when I do my research in IR, I link to the minimum wage long time back. Nobody knows about this. Finally, the ministry feel that they need for the. So Nazar can see that how important do research in these two aspects. So when the problem clear, then you develop your question. The question not coming first, the question come later. So you see the process. Research is a process, step by step. Like we got a small baby, you cannot let the baby born run away. Cannot. So when my supervisor was supervising me, Professor Diana Kelly, she would tell me, Bala, when you do your PhD, you cannot run away. The baby cannot run. You hold the hand, slowly move on to another place. So I learned a lot from that. So we are moving to one step to another step, and then research objective. Okay, that's all I think. So problem issues come first before detect the research. In your case, you see that there are not many research done under the qualitative approach, and you found that qualitative under the carpet, above the carpet, uncovered and not covered. You found that, and that is the interesting part. You're going to enjoy the research in the next 3 years and next 2 years. All right.
Okay, thanks a lot for the explanation, Prof. And then before we proceed to the next question about research methodology, my question is that in your opinion, Prof, how important is basically the framework or a tentative model in qualitative or quantitative or even mixed methodology studies? How important is a model?
All right. Model or theoretical framework, whatever your language you use, research framework, theoretical framework, conceptual framework, or tentative model, all these actually part of process. When you know about your research problem clearly, and you know the the research objective clearly, and you know the concept clearly, and you know the underpinning theory clearly, and then you come out with a so I told many my students, I have around more than 20 students doing PhD, more than 20 students, I think around 25 doing PhD and masters. So advising them, when you start doing research, after you found your problem clear, then you select your method. Those doing quantitative studies, be aware yourself. Quantitative studies, I think Nazar, can you show me the one, the slide, interpretism and positivism?
Yes.
That's, I think, come first. Okay, my dear friends here, okay, I welcoming you all, my friends. I'm just sharing knowledge. Do you know that before you come to, you need to understand philosophical of science, okay, ontology, epistemology, and methodology. That's a very, very important. In this slide, you can see there will be philosophical science behind why you choose quantitative and qualitative in your study. After the problem detect you can see here, those people come from the background of positivism. They are actually to predict, to test. Actually, it started from science, okay, science, and later they moved to social sciences. So when we are doing research, we are in the category of positivism, then we are in the quantitative study. So positivism people always predict the attitude, predict the future. When they predict, they will do testing, same like what the science will doing. They go to lab, they take all the specimen, they testing, and then they come up with the result, and then they say, okay, this result, new result, and then go back to literature review and confirm or not confirm. Same thing on the social science. We are testing our human. We are using a set of questionnaire. The set of instrument that we are gone through pilot study, where reliability, everything must be done before go to field work. Nazar, that is the positivism.
Yes.
If your research problem not clear, your chapter 1 not clear, your foundation, I just having some discussion with my student from the overseas. About 7 students, they are studying overseas. I have engagement with them. When I look through their chapter 1, 3 are very, very weak. Why they're weak? Because the foundation is very weak. So when the foundation is very weak, you don't build the house. So quantitative study is more dangerous, because when you do quantitative study or positivism, you need to make sure that your study is somebody done in other countries around the world. So make sure your literature review very, very strong. At least you refer 5 years back. Many students fail on this. Sorry, many researchers fail on this. They only refer only about 2-3 years citation. Never go back even back to 10 years or 5 years back. And latest 2023, many journal now they already putting actually Nazar, they already putting 2023. You can refer back a lot of journal now, right? You go ahead. So when you do that, and then you're testing, then you develop your model. You see the model just now? The model must be based on your conceptual underpinning theory, clear everything. There's a gap of study, gap on the theoretical, gap on the practical, all clear. You are more concerned about variable. You know variable? Because you want to test. My dear friend, you want to test, you need to variable. Otherwise, I'm going to test. You go to science lab, chemist, medical doctor, they have to go and take the sample. That sample, actually, variable is very important. So in positivism people, they always concern dependent variable. But at the level of PhD, higher level, you need to another 2 more variable, moderating or mediating variable. You need to confirm all these variable through the pilot study and so on. So once you know clear, your model very clear everything, then you bring your questionnaire to test. Your model can test it. When tested, that's it. You use hypothetical. Nazar, don't forget. When you develop your model, immediately you develop your hypothesis. Why you need hypothesis? Because you want to test. To testing the model, you need hypothesis. Whether your model reject or accepted, hypothesis will determine. And how hypothesis will coming? From your theoretical framework. How theoretical coming? From in-depthness, your study on the conceptual and underpinning theory. A lot of students fail. A lot of lecturers, a lot fail on this because they don't know what they're doing. They only come up one theory. That's all. No, you need to come at least 2-3 theories to underpinning the two support your concept they're using. All right. Coming back to the qualitative, very interesting. My dear friends, qualitative, no need the model. Nazar, no need the model. We can go without model. No need the model, but we try to have model. That model tentative. Research on qualitative is started from the day 1. for the day one. You no need to set anything. You go with some kind of mindset that is we call tentative model. Then you go to field, then you modify, and the field will modify the model. But quantitative cannot. Quantitative, you're testing, your hypothesis already clear. You cannot change hypothesis in the field work. Cannot. But qualitative can. Left, right, and back and front. You can do that. Any point of that, you can do that. I am at the pure qualitative research in my PhD. Pure. No numbers, nothing. Only I talk to the people, I observe, I document everything, but I come up with a good model that I propose by the end of study. So both actually important. Only thing, you look at the what question you ask. That's one fundamental. So Nazar, with a brief this, I covered, I think, most of the fundamental issues from the philosophical of science and to the model that you said just now. So don't worry, my dear friends. You do qualitative, quantitative, both are important for generating a new model, new theory, new thing, new policy. When I do qualitative, that's why you can see a big policy in the country. I involve directly. That is a minimum wage for the country. And it impacts thousands of live people in the country. People happy with the increment of the salary. You are touching the people's life, Nazar. Don't play around. You do research, you're touching the poor people's life and they're happy. You feel so happiness. You cry. Look at their face. Look at the people who are getting good salary. They can go to Pizza, they can go to McD, they go to KFC, they can go anywhere. Even they can buy a small car for their family with the income. So generally, it started from research, right? And that's how we end up with a new model, and we propose a model, okay? And we have applied to everyone.
Yes,
okay.
Thanks a lot, Prof, for the great and in-depth explanation. Okay, so my next question, Prof, is that many of the scholars we can hear, like, they have a quotation that they usually highlight: "Can the chicken cross the road?" This is the quotation. So, Prof, I would like to ask your opinion on this statement. Like, in your opinion, what do you think that this statement means? Like, can chicken actually cross the road or no?
Wow, the moment of chicken, everybody hungry already now. I think most people thirst to eat the chicken. Everybody like chicken, am I right?
Yes.
Wow, I think the moment you said another, everybody I think hungry already. Never mind. You keep your chicken, go back and cook and eat. Okay, this is actually a kind of connotation, a quotation from the scholars. I learned from these Australian scholars when I was in Australia. So they say, can chicken cross the road? Why does it mean that? You see, mostly people in Asia context, they are looking only doing research on quantitative. They never move to the qualitative. So same thing, chicken. Can chicken cross the road only die or alive? Right? Am I right? Because it cannot run very fast. In the highway, I'm talking highway. You put the chicken highway, cross the road, surely die one. Because a lot of cars very fast. But the chicken can cross the road with all these techniques. So the issue is now, in here, my dear friends, you ask yourself, why you cannot cross the road? That means a lot of people think that only quantitative is actually right approach. No, you also cross. So again, I think the question already answered clearly just now. Mother, is actually fundamental. Go back to your issue or problem that you want to do, and you can cross the road. And when you cross the road, you see the different colors. In qualitative, we are not setting one color. Like most independent, dependent or moderating only 4 variables, main variable. Of course, they got sub variables. But in qualitative, many colors. They are blue, they are green, they are yellow, they are orange, they are purple. You say whatever color you can see on the field. Every color is beautiful colors. You talk to the manager, different colors. You talk to the employee, different colors. You talk to the trade union leaders, different colors. You talk to the MEF, different colors. You talk to many. So you're talking them, you will see a lot of colors will come out. And you gather all these colors, putting nicely, and you develop a new theory. So this how can chicken cross the road. And always I did that. Okay, when I in the Australia, I have a group of people who are talking about this issue in small forum, and all of us can cross the road, and all of us produce the best. And my book bestseller Nada already finished. Now I'm doing second editing, because everybody love to read and they see the beauty of the chicken that crossed the road. It never died. It survived. although in highway, they survive. And that's how I want to encourage all the people. Don't focus yourself one approach, but go to multi approach. Then we talk about mixed approach. Maybe next time we talk about mixed approach, mixed ideas that both can be contribute to the body knowledge.
Thank you for the great explanation, Prof. So my next question, Prof, is actually related in choosing the title of research, because I faced this problem for many months, that but if I'm doing a qualitative research, but if my research title sounds like a quantitative one, then what should I do? Like, do I have to redo the entire 3 chapters first before I do my proposal? Do I have to rethink of doing a new title or doing something else? So, Prof, in your opinion, how does the topic of research indicate the methodology? And how can we choose the right topic based on our research method?
If you ask me the question, I don't care about topic. Sorry, Nazar, I didn't care. In fact, I told my student this one, don't care topic. You care for the research problems, research issue that you're going to do. Topic will come later, all right? And also advise all my dear friends here, when the student presenting something, don't ever change the method. That is ethically wrong. I was as examiner, I was internal examiner, external examiner, I was the chairman of the Viva session, I also supervisor, I also co-supervisor, I also be adjunct professor, supervisor. All this I play role. But one thing I take my life. Although the student presenting on quantitative, I'm an expert in qualitative, I respect them. I never change the student, go and do because suit myself, right? But of course, my student, I will encourage them to do, because you know why? I have patience to them. I have they understand. But when come to the Viva session, no. Okay, another topic is not. You can determine later topic, all right? But sometimes the examiner will ask question, why your topic like same like you're testing your relationship, but you're doing qualitative. That's a trick there. So your topic, normally you make it general, like my topic, PhD, an examination of employee participation in the private sector. That's it. So I'm going to examine about employee participation in the private sector. There's no independent variable. What a variable? But there's a variable. There's a variable. But it's uncaptured. We don't tell variable. We are talking about element of the employee participation that practice in the company. So in-depthness. So when you call in-depthness, then I'm using a multiple case study and purely qualitative. So when you start your research with a question like a topic like the influence of SAN, the influence of performance appraisal on job performance and employee performance, then something like you already talk about influence already there. You already predict, already go to testing already. But let's say you state the examination of performance appraisal practices in the small medium industry, very clear, because you are looking at how the process, and then Nazar, remember, you need to understand. Go back to In, go back to Raymond, go back to Patton, go back to the Miriam, go back all the Guba Lincoln. You must know the guru on the philosophy of science. Selva Kumaran, many people do on the research method. What they say, when the question is go to number, how many numbers? Numbers, you must have a kind of numbers. You measure numbers. Okay, then you go on quantitative, because number were quantitative. All right, then you can test. And then what? Maybe. But in qualitative, you ask question, why? Why open colors? Blue, red, yellow, what colors? Doesn't matter. So you don't open your scope like you doing on the positivism. Positivism, they already assumption only about 5 variables. That's all. But in the other side, you don't scope. Then you question come why? What are the factors? Okay, never mind. Why employee participation very important for employee and something like that. How means the process. You process, you cannot number it. That's no number for the process. So then from no numbers, you explain the process, how employee participation was practiced in the private company in Malaysia, what are the tools, what is the process. So how are you going to see the process? You must observe, you must interview, you must go and talk to them. And then automatically you know that we are not predicting, we are not measuring, we are not testing. We are going to understand the process. So very tough, very tough. I did my PhD almost 1 year process to collect data. Every 3 months, I'm moving company. Every night when I come back from the field work, I will write down what they say and I'll do. So it's a very tough job. It's actually manually you do. Whereas quantitative, you can do all as PLS, SEM, SPSS computer run for you. Sometimes people think that's why people go and choose, I want to choose quantitative, but actually wrong concept. It's actually what are you going to be in the future? What is your philosophy of science? I'm very clear. I'm in the non-positivism. I'm the can chicken cross the road. I'm the one I said to you at that particular point. Very scared to cross. In fact, I'm so scared to cross. I already crossed. And I already know that crossing is actually part of the genetic knowledge. So topic will come always later, Nazar. Most important, even this question. Don't talk about that. Talk about the Nazar, when is heart, heart, why people die, pass away, you know why? Heart attack. Heart attack?
Yes.
The heart actually research problem. That is a very weak in among the students, among the lecturers, among the come up with the proposal. They're very weak on that. That's why many of them cannot get through the research grant internationally, cannot write a good book, cannot supervise, cannot do that because they don't really understand. And the student, even worse, they never do any literature review. So they're very weak. You know what the student do now? Copy and paste. Sorry, Nazar, I'm telling you this. Even you also, I think I criticize you, right? Yeah, I think you have no offended. I said, Nazar, you need to be very strong on the conceptual and what, and you've done that. Okay, you got a very minor correction because you follow my advice. You go and do the literature review. You know the gurus, you do that, and you follow my advice, and finally your result is what? You get a minor correction. Yes or no? And both examiners praise your chapter 1 to 3. But before that, you was very nervous. You told me that, Prof, I'm give up. If anything happens, I said, no, you don't give up. You go ahead. This struggle will come. And I think observing, I'm sitting on the room, Viva session. I saw very confidently you presented. I cannot speak any word. And I very glad in my heart. I produced someone that really, really in the scholarship of the academic world. So
Thanks a lot, Prof. Okay, so Prof, thanks for the great explanation and we all enjoyed it. Before I pass the floor to participants to ask their questions, I have one more last question to ask. As you said, publication is very important and we all have to publish, especially in high impact journals such as ISI, Scopus and everything. However, many still claim that qualitative studies cannot be they have less chance to be published in these high impact journals. That's why many decide to use quantitative approach in order to get higher chances to be able to publish in Scopus, for example. So what do you think about this, Prof? Do you think this is right?
Okay, back to the question, can chicken cross the road? Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, the fundamental question is same thing. I come back to you. Many people misinterpret. They think that when I do the qualitative research as a PhD or master's, or even I do my own research, they think that they cannot go to the top journal. Okay, on the screen, everybody, can you see that? Azan, can you read for me the screen?
Yes, I shared my
so what
screen.
You can see, what is in the screen? Elsevier, am I right?
Yes, Elsevier.
So this is a WS, ISI journal. And this is a purely qualitative research-based publication journal. Okay, Dada? The next one is Journal of IRs. My dear friends here, my dream, okay, when I started as young lecturer, at the age of 28, I started my young lecturer. I always follow my field. And there are few journals in my field that top 10 in the world. And you can see how much the circulation, 3.8 or 9. The index 3.9.
Yeah. Yes.
Nazar, can you read for me? How many the index, this one? 3 point?
I think it's 3.9, Prof.
Yes, 3.95. So meaning to say, it's very, very high journal and public again, SAGA. All right. So my dream to go, that's why I say 100 journals equivalent to one journal. You see, again, my question is, don't simply go to any journal you want to publish. Go to your field. Find out your field, the top journal. Why I say this journal number 1 all the universities around the world, the top universities, Oxford, Cambridge, MIT, Toronto, Cornell, what do you call it? California, Berkeley, Korea, Tokyo, Sydney, Wollongong, Melbourne. I can say many. Zeeman, many universities in the world. Peking University in China. Okay, IIT in India, IIM in India. All of them, those doing on labor relation, I will refer to this journal. What do you mean that? Every minute, okay, Nazar, every minute or second, people go to see this journal. You're not happy or not?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yes, very
And
happy.
your qualitative, this is purely qualitative. No numbers, no hypothetical, nothing. Just purely qualitative. So, my dear friends here, you must believe yourself that even chicken can cross the road. People think that qualitative cannot be published at the top journal. Here, I think Nazar already showed the screen just now. You're able to publish. That's why I told Nazar at the beginning she was so scared to do qualitative. She was so scared. She said, Prof, I cannot publish. But today, she's very highly confident. And I challenge her also. You have to go to the top journal, on the leadership journal that available. You come back and tell me, Prof, I done. And a big celebration. Because the dream must be there. The engine must be there. Sometimes students do research, keep themselves. A lot of research done by the industry people keep themselves. So nothing come out. Example, I'm telling one good story. I got Dr. Alex. Dr. Alex was top 10 on the consultant on the safety and health around the world. He worked in the many countries in the world, okay? And he finished DBA. But Dr. Alex, he's an industry man, don't know how to publish. We guided him. So we are guided him. He's writing a books now, and we are guided him. I guided after the PhD, and he's very humble man and come. Another, Dato Anafi. Dato Anafi is for industry for long 40 years already. And very humbly come and learn from me. He's doing on the leadership, small industry. And this research actually can be go to the top journal. So what as a supervisor we do, we guide them. That's another part. So you need to have multiple discipline people working under you. Don't just take fresh student. No, you must get a student from industry. I got one minister doing on the integrity and corporate governance. Nobody done. I went to Dubai, Nazar, the biggest bookstore. I'm looking for the topic integrity and governance. Nothing, no book. I only found small book. What meaning that? He invented the model we call grounded theory. Invented an ethnographic. He invented model before you justify a theory. That's very tough, kan? You said model, no tentative model, nothing. He invented. Dato Talib invented a model already there, and he already become minister. His PhD already proven, top PhD. But because his experience, a little bit late to submission. But I told Dato Talib, you the first in the world inventing this one. If this journal come out in the paper, the whole world will study about you. No integrity issue, no moral issue. You are bringing corporate governance, marriage together, and you're done that. So these are the research that I gone through in my life. So I'm enjoying doing research. I'm enjoying talking to students. Those good students are even enjoying. I love to them to publish more and more and more. I think with all my PhD students, master students, I'm actually translating the thesis into the book. And I think Dr. Frank, you are here. Dr. Frank, are you here? I don't know if Frank is here or not. Dr. Frank? I'm not sure, Dr. Frank here or not.
Yes.
Okay, Dr. Frank is young scholars. They are forming the NGOs in India. What I did, I never see him young lecturer. We are just friends. I was introduced by another my friend. Doctor, come, we come up with one book. This we call internalization of crossing over the region. He's from India, I'm from Malaysia, another friend from Indonesia. We get together, and I got two friends from Ghana and Nigeria. Work together. And the book now we're editing on the research method. And then a lot of people sending the papers. Some not, some yes. Some take the grant. Among our I think Dr. Frank know better. Even India, we already opened up the idea for them. We only got 2-3 papers. But we are going to do second version. I think my dear friends here, please submit your paper. The moment the book out, he go to many countries. Am I right? Dr. Frank will disseminate in India. I will disseminate in what they call in Malaysia. maybe in Nazar, you go to another countries, and then many people in Indonesia, the market going everywhere. Not selling the book, no money value, but knowledge go very fast. If let's say Dr. Frank only write in India, nothing much. Doctor, I write in only Malaysia. So I'm across the border now. I'm going to the abroad. Soon after, I will go to Latin America. Soon after, I go to the. So we are thinking in that way, we can go anywhere. So research must be very strong. So people do research. If your research not strong, your literature if not strong, please don't send your paper to any top journal. Your theory not strong, please don't. Your method not strong, your method not justified, please don't do that. I saw one PhD, all right, without pilot study. I questioned, re-viva again. I got few candidate re-viva, and most candidate I give major correction. The reason that quality is quality. I graduated from Australia. I teaching from Australia. Australia very, very tough. The supervisor found one simple mistake, one sentence. You go back to your country. No escape for you, Nazar. Be careful. If you do under me, I found one sentence. You can go back with a degree. I don't care because you know why? Sorry, I don't miss that. The reason that one mistake somebody found from other countries, because now with digitalization thesis, like my thesis online, everybody can download. My thesis more than 10,000 or something. I'm not sure how many downloaded. I just found out. So downloading will go everywhere. Somebody will find out you lost your job, everything. Finish. All right. So be aware, everything we've done, but enjoy doing research. I'm not here to come and tell you don't be afraid. Enjoy. And we are enjoying actually. We are traveling all over the world. We are disseminating knowledge. And that's why I choose academic. My friends in the corporate world, they got BMW, they're driving Mercedes-Benz, they're driving Audi, but they're just there. But I'm not there. I'm not rich, but I have been to many countries in the world. So equivalent same. I got peace in my life. I'm enjoying. And I see even my children follow me, my step. He also follow me, say, Dad, I want to follow you like you. And I see you. I'm very proud to see you come on. Tomorrow is a TV show. The whole country will see. And I think Prime Minister will look at it tomorrow. So the reason about I'm not posting myself again. In the own country, you already put your name. You made small town. I'm working in small town, Kota Baru. Nobody knows, very small town. But the small town doesn't mean you. So when you work with industry, don't be stingy. Like myself, I pay my own money, Azhar. I apply my own money. I apply my ticket. I apply my hotel. They don't pay anything. Never mind. It's okay. They're giving a chance for you to talk. But when you put heart, sharing, giving, another institution say to me, Propala, you are actually helping us. We will pay some money for you. You cover your costs. But not related to TV. Another one. So you nice to people, people nice to you. You very proud, very pride. Sorry, nothing will come back to you. So Nazar, chicken can cross the road and you will publish. Your article, 3-4 articles, go to the top 10 in the world. Your name will be popular around the world. So everybody type Nazar, they know about where you come from. So we want like that. I challenge you from now, go to top journal. And also all my dear friends here, go to top journal.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Prof. Okay, so thanks for giving me the opportunity to listen to your Prof for this session, and thanks for giving me the opportunity to be the moderator as well. I've asked all my questions. Now, participants, if there's any question, you guys can type in the chat box. I think it's not available, or maybe unmute yourself and ask.
They can ask. Chat box not working.
Yes. Haruna Ibrahim, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
All right. So, my name is Haruna Ibrahim, a medical practitioner from Ghana. I must say, Dr. Bala, you are full of knowledge, and I'm happy to meet you in my life. We are yet to meet one-on-one in person, and I know that it will happen. I have learned a lot of things from you. I mean, you always keep stressing on the fact that humbleness, and it is true. It is the key to the world. If you want to reach very far in life, it's humbleness. I have some couple of questions to ask you. My first question is, if you are funded to establish an educational institution in international research, what will be your 1, primary focus, 2, secondary focus, 3, tertiary focus in solving global challenges in any other field apart from industrial relation and human resource? Thank you.
Okay, my brother, Haruna, you always follow me. I think I saw you. You come. You're really thankful from all the way from Africa, and you show your kindness. I follow you all the time. Every time I know you are here. That's why I'm very happy to see you. Surely one day we'll meet again with God's blessing. I may come back to Africa, and I want to deliver my knowledge to Africa. I never been to Africa for all my life, and I think want to go there. And I got few students also. My colleagues also, and also my students. Anyway, your question come back. I will talk from my own field. I'm not going to that. Recently, Aruna, I established Malaysian IR and human resource. Okay, how I established this? Because it was demand from the international scholars. So when Malaysia is already in the pipeline, one of the faster developing nation in the world. Okay, and you know Malaysia. I think you've been heard Malaysia, but the sad thing is that Malaysia don't have industrial relation association. And finally, with the help of my students, my industry students, and also my friends, I established that. So one of the area that in that association, I'm the founding president, and we have over 200, 300 members all over Malaysia, and especially from the university. I have very good contact from the many universities in Malaysia who are involved in IR and HR. So your question come back. When you have this association, and this association already lies to ILO, all right? ILO is secretary. We got the International Labor Relation based in Geneva, and now the president come from Cornell. And they already appreciated and they already recognized Mirha is one of the biggest body, will be biggest body in Malaysia, and we are going to participate. And many inquiries already coming now at the moment from the Ministry of Labor and also from ASEAN HRM from based in Hong Kong, and they are going to collaborate with us. And also, like, and thanks to Dr. Frank and Dr. Rijan, they already put in India, Mirha already one of the important entity. So your question, third question. So what Mirha will do, apart from organizing a big conference, we are going to organize the biggest ASEAN Congress next 3 years, and all of the world will come to Malaysia, and indirectly you will bring money to the Malaysian hotels, food industry, and so on, even the culture and tourism will boost because they will come from all over the world. And next question is, not really we are doing on the selling our product is actually not only a seminar. We are also going to write a lot of books. We're also going to come up with a short courses of program and with the big universities in Malaysia. So technically speaking, you need to have the right institution, and that institution will be recognized by the industry, by the government, and by the academic entity, community. Once you're able to do that, you're able to penetrate in your country. So where you come from? Is it Ghana? Aruna, you
Yes,
come from
please,
where?
Ghana. Yes, Ghana.
So Ghana, we have very strong industrial relation association. I know the Professor Tayo, I think Tayo Fashion, I think Ghana or Africa and Nigeria, I'm not sure, is Secretary General for the ILIRA, based in Geneva. He was seconded to the ILO last time. So you see, I don't know how you see. So you have a big vision, I think. You're a doctor, am I right? Are you a medical doctor?
No, I am a physician assistant, a clinician.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So doesn't matter. So you found out what is the issue in your country, and you try to work with closely to universities, and you found someone professors there, and you work with them, and they will guide you. Don't worry, a lot of professors will help you if you get it. So first thing you do, I think you start doing your masters and PhD, because PhD is a license to fly. Doctor, license fly. Professor, actually, your knowledge person, wisdom person. To fly, you need a doctor. That is recognized by the world. But you need to get a good doctor, not a simple, you go anywhere, you get a doctor, and then come back, you claim doctor. Cannot. People will testing you. When I present internationally, I would like to advise Naza and all this. People saw your presentation, whether you're a real doctor or not doctor. From the question you answer to them, the way you present, your body language, everything, people will evaluate you. I was explaining, I just informed you, when I was in Norway, my supervisor sitting at the back, I'm just student. I like to travel all the way, and one time, the top professor asked him my method. And my supervisor at the back of me, I'm very scared to see whether I was, and then he come back and tell me, Bala, you've done a very good job. You know what he said to me? Bala, you are the best student under me. You are king of network. Probably passed away, just passed away few months ago. Say you can do anything. Actually, no, nothing. Like what Aruna said, I'm humble myself. I'm just like to learn from everyone. Like today, I went to the one big occasion in university. Nobody give me place to sit. I'm the 10 years professor. That's why I'm telling you. I'm just sitting with someone, with a young guys officer. Nobody care for me. I don't care. But tomorrow I'll come in the live TV, 9 o'clock, the biggest TV. So you humble yourself. Doesn't matter. People talk, and then when I out, VC came to me. VC take photo with us, you know. I said, Prof, you done a good job. And he said, come quickly, we all take photo with so you see, you recognize you. And he said to you, you are the guru of the IR in Malaysia. So doesn't matter where you sit, doesn't matter. Nobody cares, doesn't matter. But somebody care for you. So Aruna, you got a good heart. I'm sure that you will success in your life. And you always come to our congress here, and I congratulate you. Thank you, Aruna.
Amen. Thank you. Prof, my next question is, what are your career objectives?
Oh,
in this thematic year? Yeah. What are your career objectives in these thematic areas? 1, as a labor expert. 2, as a lecturer. And 3, as an international researcher. Thank you.
Okay. The first question, what the hell is that? I don't know. First question.
I said, what are your career objectives in these thematic areas? 1, as a labor expert. 2, as a lecturer. And 3, as an international researcher. 3 in one question. Yeah.
Okay. So labor expert, because I choose from the day one when I joined lecturer, I said I just choose only focus on the labor. That's why today you can see that I'm already professor or IR and HR. So why I need to labor? Because I saw a lot of problem in the workplace. And one of the problem that I found, my mother passed away at a young age. At age 50 years old, my mother passed away. I left my mother. And my mother was so hard work in the plantation sector. And I see on my eyes how she worked 3-4 jobs per day. And she go in the night, in the morning, 4 o'clock. I followed my mom one day. I saw my mom and I cried. My tears come out. And I follow mom all the time. And she just rests 1 month, 1 year, she passed away. She got cancer, diabetic, and so many sickness. And my mom can live another 70 years or 80 years. Many moms now living. And because she's hard work. And as a son, at the time, I don't know, I have no any education program. So I tell, Mom, I study for you. I don't know, I have no money. I cannot go overseas. But Mom, I believe with your blessing, and of course God's blessing, I'll do that for you. And I started to think, one day I want to be professor, and I want to bring more mothers a peaceful life. Finally, I able to do that. That's why my question is a labor expert. I did involve in the minimum wage policy in the country. Many mothers survive now because they got a better salary. Whereas my mom, only about 100 ringgit per month. She have to look after 6 of us. And Aruna, good news, out of the 6, 5 of us all success in their life. And all of us sitting, and my sister actually stopped the school at the age at 10, look after all of us. If not, my sister also one of them. The next question is the lecturer. Yes, I'm patient. I can choose. I told you what, I can go to corporate world. If I'm the HR manager, practitioner, I think I earn more money. But my life only stopped there. I cannot publish. I don't have any students and so on. The next question you're asking that, yes, international scholar. Yes, true. I already putting my name everywhere in the world, from the North America, South America, Australia, because one thing, my publication, one thing, Aruna, I can tell something to you, nobody will do that. I fly from Malaysia, at that, my salary very, very low at that time as young lecturer, no PhD. I buy ticket from Malaysia, I fly to Argentina, I cross over Cape Town, and I see my guru, my dad. I always say, my Professor Luis Apreso, he was in the cancer, he's going to die in the 6 months. I said, Dad, I come, you the one actually grew me in Latin America. He's a father of IR. And so I always call Dad. You always like me everywhere in the world. Dad, I come here and I final one of the article published in his book to commemorate his contribution. And I told him directly, my dad, I won't come back to you. But the money I spent, never mind, is worth it. So this is how I did a lot, my own money. I spent out money. I went to Australia, so much money. Today, Aruna, I'm telling you, God looking from the sky. You go everywhere to promote your country, your labor expert. Today, I become professor. Now, a lot of people invite me to pay for that. Most of the conference now, I was invited to. So, you see, when you are in the terms of contributing to others, and sharing, people come back to you. And God from the sky look at you. Your good heart is very important. So for me, don't jealous, don't backstab, don't be, and what they call, do bad thing on people, love one another, and caring one another, bring back. That's what I did, Dr. Frank, Dr. Ariana, and all of us. Until now, I came here, no money, Nazar, my time here, no, nothing. If I talk this in outside, hourly I can get a lot of money. Ask Dr. Frank, no, I come for not intentional money. I come here to help people, that's all. And I think for me, God will protect me in different ways, will take care of me. So Aruna, that's all. Good question, excellent question for the young scholars here. You will learn a lot of things from the people in this room. They're all superb in their field. I really appreciate, including you, Nazar, and all of us. I really, really appreciate your super stuff. Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Bala, thank you for your answers. The next question is, what will be your expectations?
Sir. Hello, other scholars and the process to ask question.
Yes, sir.
The time is going. Other scholars can ask question. Many scholars are there. PhD scholars are there from India, India and Malaysia, and professors are here. Allow them to ask question.
Okay, let me ask my last question. All right. So Professor Bala, what will be your expectations in the next decade as you go on retirement? Yeah, what will be your expectations in the next decade as you go on retirement? Thank you.
When I retire, I will continue write books. I continue to disseminate to the young scholars, and I continue work until the end of my life. So that's what I'm going to do. And Mirha will help me. Mirha is already established. I will contribute to the end. So whenever university invite me, I'll give talk. I'll write the books. Many books I'll write until the end of my career. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm visiting many countries, especially many countries I'm going to visit. I'm going to disseminate my knowledge, especially young people. That's what I'm going to do next on my career. So
thank
any
you,
another,
thank you.
The other scholars from here.
Okay, other participants, if you have any question from Professor Dr. Balakrishnan, you may raise your hands or unmute yourself and ask directly.
Good evening, sir.
Yes,
good evening, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can.
Yes, sir. You were talking about publishing in the same field. I mean, you talk about specialization, right? In one article I have read, the PhD scholars not to be specialized, but a critical thinkers. And what is your opinion about that critical thinking? And what is the difference between specialization and critical thinking?
Oh, actually, why I said go in specialization, Sami. If you become a professor in the future, you know your colleagues working within your field and people recognize you. So this recognition is very important for me, because when international body want to give a grant to you, research grant, they will look at your profiling, you look at your articles. So that's the advantage. You go in specialization, you publish in your own field because people recognize. So sometimes body like ILO, World Bank, there's some research to give to you. That's one thing. Critical is actually that many journals go to critical analysis. Maybe you want to write something about let's say in my field, labor, very critical. Can we go? And also multidiscipline. Actually, I'm not discouraged to publish another journal, but don't go frequently. Like let's say 70-30% can. 70% go on specialization, 30% go to another journal, but crossover no problem. Like we edit a book, they are not from the IR field. Like Dr. Frank is language. I myself in IR, and another my friend is from the biotech background. So we can cross over, doesn't matter. But don't too much until you want to get your promotion, you want to get, so you just focus Scopus IR. And at the end of the day, people won't recognize you. You made professor. Sorry, Sami, I see a lot of my friends, sorry, I'm very sad to say, they are professors, but they're not recognized as a professor. Industry won't recognize them. International body won't recognize them. They just be professor. Yes, they just get a salary, that's all. But nobody recognizes them. So recognition will come from the first on your specialization, secondly, multidisciplinary. So now we encourage, so that's why you see, I actually cross over to another field like leadership, and also I'm going to entrepreneurship. Actually, I'm the one actually come over new theory to teach the student or science student on entrepreneurship. But I'm using in the HR perspective. So can, no problem. But you must focus what you want to be. Like what Aruna asked you, what do you want to be next? So the next question is actually how to put yourself in the world market. So critical article can be no problem. You can go ahead. There's no worry. But balance your life. I mean, sorry, balance your application. And must have one book, all of you. Huh? Okay, thanks. Sami, am I answer your question?
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank. What is your job actually, Sami? You're a lecturer?
Yes, sir. I'm working as an assistant professor.
Oh, okay, good. Where is it? Which university?
In one college, sir.
Oh,
Under
college.
MS University. And,
all right. But what is your
and
field?
currently I'm doing my PhD, sir.
All right. But what is your field?
In economics, sir.
All right. Okay, go. All the best. Yeah, economics also part of the HR and so on. Okay, very good, very good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Hi, Prof. Narasimha. How are you? Are you driving? Are you on the car or on the way now?
Greet you. Good evening.
Where are you now, Prof? Where are you now?
Hi, thank you. How are you?
Fine, fine. Are you in the where? Traveling now? Traveling?
No. I was traveling. I just reached home.
Oh, okay. Nice meeting you.
Traveling. You're right. I was traveling. I wanted to say hello to you, and I was just listening to your words of wisdom.
always. We always be a good friends everywhere. Okay. Oh, Dr. Lim, how are you? Okay. Nice meeting you, Lim.
Fine.
Okay. You want any question? You want to ask any questions?
No. So far not yet.
I already informed this now, Mr. Lim. As a examiner, as a supervisor, don't change the topic that student want to do. Let them do. So I already told them in the community, don't change the student. Let them enjoy. Student have the right to choose any method. Let them enjoy. So that's my philosophical. I'm not going to change them. But anyway, Mr. Lim is actually doing on the nurses. And I think next year almost can finish on time.